Comedy Jonah.
Hey, how's it going? Happy Wednesday, Big Brother Wednesday.
I love a big brother. I love a Wednesday. Even if it's this Wednesday and it's not so great.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it is. It is what it is. And it's this. And we're going to talk about it. Because who better to talk about racism than two white guys? But first, make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe wherever you are watching this. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of those places. Your love and support there are a great help, of course, as is sharing. Sharing is caring. Tell a friend, tell a family member. Of course, you can tweet us anytime with hashtag YRRLive. Your questions. I'm always live tweeting during the episodes, watching it with you. Of course, you can always see any of the past 10 years of our shows over at yourrealityrecaps.com. It is the last day of the month. We have a giveaway happening over on YouNow, and we're trying to make our level 3 on YouNow. It's so exciting over there for the people watching live.
Ooh, did we announce the winner of the trash draft yet?
You having a rough day, kitten? You having a rough day, girl?
Oh,
Girl, you having a rough day? Season's still happening, precious.
I know.
Season's still happening, sweetie.
Who's on top?
Sweetie.
Who's on top? Who's on top?
It's still happening. Not you. So I don't know why you're so excited.
Oh, I was lasting for a while, huh?
You were in the top 3 for a long time. I think Courtney is in first place currently. On the wee old trash draft. I can look it up by going to yourrealityrecaps.com /BB24 trash draft. And I will let you know what place you are in. My sources tell me you're in last.
Really? So I'm with you.
You're with me in last. Yes. But no. You, I think you were in the top 10 last I looked. I don't know. My computer's having issues right now, and it's being weird, and I can't look at it. I'm sure someone in chat will. Oh, you're 26, says Melissa.
Okay. Out of 26?
Out of 200 and something people playing this time.
Okay, I'm still doing pretty good.
You doing pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't know what number I am. I'm number 1. I lied, not Courtney. I'm number 1.
You're number 1?
Of course.
Wow.
I'm 70th? This is a load of shit, and I need to talk to Sparkly Eye. There is something wrong, okay? There's something very wrong that I am in 70th place, Courtney's in first, John's in 20th, he's in the top 10 for the first month. This is some bullshit.
As long as I'm beating you.
Well, I know everyone's going to know because every time we talk about this, everybody asks. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, no, you cannot be added to the trash draft ever. I mean, once the season is going.
Yeah.
But we do it at the start of every season, and it's fun. You just pick 6 people, and you get points for all the trashy things they do. You know, it's a trash game.
It is. And you know that old saying, you go, girl?
Yeah.
Apparently, you can't say it anymore. Did you know that?
Why?
Well, I was at my gay dodgeball last night, and I was yelling, go get her! Get her! And I got the dirtiest looks from, I don't know, millennials or millennial Zs or whoever they are. And they just said, you know, you can't say that anymore because it's the pronouns. And I just looked at one. I said, I'm an old school gay, okay? Just settle down, all right? Remember, respect for your elders. But yeah, you can't say that. There's no you go girl unless it's a girl who goes by the pronouns she and her.
I know, it's very hard for us. I do agree. It is, I agree. That is the thing that I find the hardest. Because I'm dyslexic, I always find it very hard during a Big Brother season, especially when you're updating and it's they, them, there, and then you're thinking they're talking about multiple people and you're not. But you know what I say, Comedy Jonah? I'll call you whatever you want me to call you.
Hey, I don't care what you call me. Just call me.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you want me to call you an elephant, I'll call you an elephant.
Well-
If you want me to call you a cord, I'll call you a cord. I'll call you whatever you want. It's your life.
Call me an Uber because I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Just use the person's name if it's too hard for you.
Well,
There
I
you
didn't know
go,
the name.
Stuart. I mean, first of all,
the name tags. I couldn't read it from the court.
you're at gay dodgeball, so I mean,
Right. It's
no, that's
it's
not a
LGBT
positive thing.
But it's not LGBTQ plus dodgeball. It's gay dodgeball.
So it's a bunch of old. Okay, are you the oldest person there?
No. Wait a minute. Think about that for a second. I might be. No, my friend who I go with, Tony. He's older than.
Are you there to get sweaty with the younger gays?
I am there for some exercise, first of all. And
Okay.
I'm there for socialization. I want to be with my peers, my gays, you know? I don't go to
Alright.
bars. I don't do all of that stuff. But I need, other than my spouse, I need some kind of socialization with my people, my gays. So
You gonna go see the Bros movie?
I don't like Billy Eichner. So no.
What? Really? People tell me I remind them of him all the time.
Oh, you absolutely do.
Is that why you don't like me?
Well, I don't like you for other reasons, but no. I mean, now that I think about it, yeah, you do. You are a Billy Eichner. You're a cross between Billy Eichner and like a Simon Cowell.
You know what was so funny? When I used to work for MTV, I literally pitched a thing that was like Billy on the Street, except we just used a box, but we basically did the same thing. We were like, you're in the box. But
Well,
it was literally the same. Me running after people, putting them in a box and yelling questions at them.
Well, a few years ago, he got into a social beef with Ross Matthews, saying that Ross had stolen his idea. But Ross was doing that on the Jay Leno Tonight Show way before Billy was on the street. So he just started a stupid beef with Ross just for some likes. I don't know. But I just
Okay, then I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm not convinced Billy on the Street did not. If I find out it was started out to being produced by Viacom, they stole our idea. Like when we were interns for MTV, they literally made you come up with ideas and like you had to produce your idea, but you literally have to sign it away to them. Like before you start, you have to say anything I do, and it's crazy. He stole my idea then, and I have proof because I still have the show that I filmed, and it's basically Billy on the Street with me being Billy, except it was a box.
Well, I mean, when I was working for CBS News, I was, well, they actually used my idea, so I guess that's not a good example.
Wow. I don't know if you just heard. I said they used my idea with Billy on the Street.
Oh, I didn't. My audio's acting up. I gotta get that fixed, girl. I had to bend down. Did you see me bend down again?
Don't call me girl. Do you know? One of my friends. We're gonna get back. Look at how much we'll do to avoid. Look at how much we'll do to avoid talking about racism.
Anything. I'm like
my
allergy medicine. So I should read the label and the instructions on my allergy medicine.
You should read the label. One of my friends in that program came up with an Noggin for Nickelodeon.
Ooh.
But they kept him on, and he's now like a millionaire.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. But anyway, back to Big Brother. What a crazy show where they left out so much. I mean, we talked about, a lot of it kind of while it was happening in real time, I feel. But yeah, I mean, here's kind of the first thing that I want to say before, kind of like the way Big Brother moved the whole edit around and they acted like the Bros movie happened before all the racism stuff. It didn't.
Right.
Oh, it didn't. It was smack in the middle of it. But I just want to kind of say this. I love that Michael is the one that won the competition.
Yeah, and I thought it was really interesting how he was using the cup to really measure and go for that bigger one. I was like, I don't know. I mean, I already knew Michael won, first of all, but I was like, really? I don't know if I would have made the same decision. Like, I thought Turner was doing a really good job,
Well, now we know.
but now we
But I
know.
also don't know, like, I don't get his logic behind it either. Like, he was just, like, lining up a glass. So what is the point? Like, there's so much more that went into it.
I don't think he was using the stem part. I was just thinking, okay, can I really do that versus this? If I keep at this big one with this amount of the cup, I think I have a better chance.
Yeah, I just don't get the math. He's gonna have to explain it to me. I just don't get the math.
Is in Mensa, so I mean, I would have done what Turner did and thought that I would be home free because Turner wasn't slipping and was doing a really good job that we saw tonight. And no, Michael.
Well, now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know you just stick with the one goal. Every hole's a goal, and the biggest hole is normally not the goal.
Deepest hole. It can be intimidating, but it's the one you choose.
Right. It's you'll get your balls out at the end.
Right. You get your one blue ball out at the end
of your rosé hole.
Of your wet rosé hole.
Now, does it mean that I'm old?
Yes.
Am I quote the oldest gay at volleyball or dodgeball or whatever it is you're over there playing? I don't find it funny when the people fall anymore. Like, literally, when they fall, I'm just like, oh, God, her ankle. Oh, God, did she break a leg? Like, oh, God. Like, I literally just look at it as your whole life's fucked. Like, if you break your ankle, if you break your leg, you're going to be in pain the rest of your life. You have no goddamn insurance. They're never taking the medal out.
Well, see,
speaking for myself.
I think for people who have balance, it's funny still. And for people, it doesn't. And especially what you've been through. I mean, whenever, I have a bad day and I just watch that little snippet that you sent me from your home camera.
Oh, when I fell and broke my leg and ankle. Yeah, it's a fun time. But even before then, even with Hubs, even with all of Hubs' back surgeries from his injury, like, I never, like, anytime someone falls, it's like, it's going to destroy your whole life.
Well, especially the way...
we're all laughing.
Especially the way Taylor fell, right? And then they had
to
rewind
God.
It. Like, that was like, ugh. But like when Brittany fell or when Alyssa was falling, it was cute, it was funny. But when Taylor fell, I kind of was like, oh, that would hurt.
It's like, how come some people's bones can go under their body and fall over and then they break, and other people's, they just don't?
Well, I mean, I could be laying on the couch and sneeze and like 5 vertebrae pop up my back. You know what I mean?
Oh, God, I don't know what you mean, but okay. I don't have that problem. I can't walk. Like, if I lay on the couch to watch Big Brother and then I have to get up, I'm limping for like the first 2 minutes of walking.
Your legs are numb or asleep or what?
I don't know. I think it's the metal and it all. It's like I can't. Yeah.
Heavy. It gets heavy after a while.
It's heavy. The metal's heavy. I don't know. It's just I just never thought that's what 40 would look like, is a bunch of limping when you get up because legs and ankles are metal.
I just look at you as bionic.
No, that's bionic. All right, so Michael's out there. He's doing the big one. I'm gonna need him to explain to me the math. He wins. No surprise. Now, I was gonna tell you that Michael was gonna win right away because, he's the tallest one, and the tallest person always wins this competition. However, I love that the prize was to go see a gay rom-com. And I mean, very different gays. Now, I don't know if you're, the type of gay that my Hubs is, where, like, he can't express emotions or feelings. So, he saw what Michael said and was very, like, it's so dumb. And then there's me, where, like, I'm crying. Because, yeah, I couldn't imagine what it would have been like for a younger me to see a gay rom-com in a movie theater, or to see a gay person on Big Brother saying, I just won this comp for my fiance, or just
Yeah.
the straight people talking about like, oh, I relate to the gay character in the way we as gays our whole lives have had to project ourselves onto the straight characters of movies. I just thought the whole thing was very emotional. I thought Kyle being like representation matters, and it does. And I always never know when is the good time to mention it, because I never feel like I want to like I always feel like we're talking about bigger topics when we talk about Big Brother. But I would like to see more gay people represented on Big Brother. Is it possible for us to have more than one gay person? Could we have a gay showmance one day on Big Brother? I would like for Michael to know what it's like not to be isolated away from the straight people or any of the gay people in the game that play Big Brother. I would like to see them have just as much of a chance to have a group of people that they feel close to in the game as well, is my hope for the future
Well,
of Big Brother
I
2.
thought Zach and Frankie were the same sex couple showmans
Well, I mean, Zach didn't know back then. Now he knows and makes porns with Jose
on OnlyFans.
on OnlyFans. But back then they didn't know. But yes,
Right.
I remember watching that. What was that? BB16? And
Yeah.
I remember the two of them rolling around on the bed
Yeah.
together, and I even thought, wow, this is pretty crazy. But I mean, back then it was a joke. I
Right.
was even talking to people last night of like I went back because I was looking at some of the mashups, if we want to talk about things that people stole. You know, when I used to do shorts on YouTube.
Oh, I love your mashups.
Well, I used to call them shorts. Cut to, 8 years later when now YouTube has shorts. 8 second, whatever.
You gotta trademark it.
So I was looking at it. I can't believe, like, I remember that BB15 was racist, but I didn't remember how. I mean, they literally had Aaron saying, I wish I could tweet out white power. I wish I had a hoodie, a white hoodie to wear right now. In the house, no problem. That was not a long time ago. So here's why I bring it up.
Well, isn't that when
For-
she was saying like right on? Wasn't that Helen's season, right?
Helen season.
Yeah, when she made comments about white on right or something like that, right?
Oh, she made a lot of comments.
Right.
But I'm saying specifically, I cannot. That was my point. Is it was not that long ago when people on this show right now were literally saying in the game, no problem.
Right.
I wish I could tweet out white power. I wish I had a white hoodie to wear. Amongst so many other things. So when people are like, I don't understand the cookout, and I don't understand why this is such a big deal, and I don't understand, that was just like 6, 7 years ago. 10 years, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever. My point is, not a long time ago. That's why these things are so important. That's why it affects the game so much. And look how far we've come since then, and as well. So I just think, good Lord, I could not believe that it was that bad. I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was that. I have a horrible memory. I just didn't remember it was that bad.
You mean for tonight's episode?
No. I mean back then.
Oh, back
and
then.
now versus
Well,
now. Okay, go ahead.
No, I just think where we are now, and with all the Black Lives Matter, really got into it. I forgot, the whole thing with Henry Feinstein, and all of that has really got this culture of, we're not taking it anymore. We'll cancel you. All of this stuff, and I think that's kind of where we are. I mean, there's even trying to go back and say, oh, they shouldn't have done certain lines or certain comments in the Friends TV series. And that writer came out and apologized for some of it. And it's just like, that's just how it was then. Like, okay, we know better. Let's do better from this point on. But
Right.
don't go back and find someone's tweet from 15 years ago and be like, oh, cancel Kevin Hart or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
So I
hate
think,
Kevin Hart.
but I think that's, I don't care for him either. But I just think that, that's
No,
what,
that's not.
yeah,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's not my point. I'm not saying that. My only point is I'm saying people who don't understand the cookout or don't understand why it's such a big
right.
deal. I don't know if this, because here's my thing. Watching
Representation's
tonight's
important.
episode, if you are an ignorant person, an uneducated person,
A MAGA
if you
Republican.
I can literally see you watching tonight's episode and going, I don't understand what Kyle did. I don't think they did a good job of explaining it. I kind of said the same exact thing in the beginning of the season. Like, I didn't understand. Like, I thought, yes, it is going to make sense that people will think that the people of color are going to work together because of last season. In the same way, anything that happened the season before would affect the next season. But then that's where my thought stopped, and then logical thinking kicked in of what I would have done is have had a conversation with Monty about it and had a conversation with Taylor and then understand they're not doing any of these things, whereas Kyle spun out of control with it. But just again, my whole point is I think people who watch this, it did not do a good job of explaining the problem. I'm hoping they're going to continue that into tomorrow's episode, because I very much see people just watching tonight's episode and going, I don't get what the big deal is.
Well, I mean, I think if people who don't know what the cookout is, you're right, won't really understand or get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you also have, Monty and Terrence talking tonight about what had happened and what Kyle said. And even Terrence's response was like, like, I've been on the block all this time. Like, obviously we're not working together. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
that's what I was saying even in a previous show. Like, Kyle is just kind of ignorant, where he's just not even really understanding or reading the house very well, right?
Yeah.
So as far as alliances and how they're built and everything, I really just think it was just a stupid, ignorant thing to say. But then I also too, when I was watching it and the feelings I was getting, and of course watching these shows and hearing all the stuff you and everyone else is saying, I also just thought, just to kind of go on and on about it just is just I don't, to me, I don't know if he's racist. He's just really ignorant. It was just a really stupid thing to say, and I think he felt like he was in a safe place with white Michael and white Brittany. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely part of the conversation to be had that I hope they have tomorrow, because I
Right.
think that's what a lot of people watching will think. I don't think they went into how it wasn't just one or two times, it was a bunch of times. They didn't literally show Brittany saying to him specifically, you are, because they were even protecting Kyle a little bit, where they're like, we're not protecting him. He didn't say he wanted an all white alliance.
Right.
That's not exactly true. Brittany did literally say to Kyle, what you're proposing is an all white alliance. And he was like, yeah, but that's what it is. And this is what we have to do. So, like, they gave him chances to get out of it, several, and he never did. But
Right.
let me ask you this. Now that you've seen the way they presented Michael's thought process and Brittany's thought process, do you feel they used it for game? Should they have used it? Should they have brought it up right away if it really mattered to them?
Well, we heard Michael say he struggled with it for a few weeks,
Yeah,
right? um I don't know if he struggled with it for a few weeks.
he didn't.
I don't think he did, and I think he did use it for game. Now is the question: is it okay for him to use it for game? Outwit, outlast, whatever, lie, manipulate in the Big Brother house. I don't know if I'm even qualified to answer that question as a white person, as a white male. So,
Well,
I
you
mean,
can say if you think he used it for game. I think he used it for
I
game.
I think he used it for game. Whether that's right or not, I don't know.
Yeah, now I would say it's not for us to say if it's right or wrong. It is
Right.
for the people it's affecting in the game.
Correct.
I say for me, it's how the people in the game feel about it is where I go. I don't really necessarily care what social media thinks. I care what the people in the game think. Terrence, Taylor, Monty, and Monty was very vocal again. Maybe we're going to see this tomorrow night. Monty very much says it was for game. He feels it was very calculated, it was very
Yes.
manipulative. I think that's a big narrative that they left out tonight, which I didn't know how to tweet out with like I was like I don't want to make this sound like I'm coming for Monty. I just want to let people know like the way that I would tell you anything that's happening that they're not showing. Like Monty was going for Michael before this came out. They didn't really focus on that a lot. And now that Monty knows this, oh, he is doubled down on going for Michael, as he should. There's only one
Yeah.
winner, but they're not. Like, I just feel they didn't do a good job of really explaining how
Yeah.
Monty, Turner, and Kyle were really the force going after Michael this week, which at the time I thought was the stupidest thing ever. We were all calling Monty Morante before any of this happened because we like, what are you doing? You literally have Taylor, Michael, Brittany, who protected you last week, Taylor, who wants to work with you. You're going to give that all up for Kyle, who you're well aware just betrayed the leftovers. You're going to do that for him to remain with Alyssa, who he's always going to take over you because you're afraid of Michael? Like, it didn't make sense to any of us, or I'll just say to me, why Monty is so hell-bent on getting Michael out before this, but now after this, I'm like, yeah, if I was Monty, I would be like, oh, now I'm going for you, because now I think you're super manipulative.
Well, I mean
I
that
think
that
he's
yeah,
super
definitely can be
manipulative.
it. I mean, if you follow our BB Live updaters, you'll
Updaters.
know that Taylor's already forgiven Kyle, right? Sh-
Everybody has.
Everybody has. So that's
I
kind of
mean,
yeah, and for Michael to use that in a way to manipulate and try to stay in the game, absolutely, I get why Monty's doing it. And plus, he can beat Kyle. He's got a better chance of beating Kyle at things. Maybe I don't know. Now that I
well,
think
he
about
also wants Kyle to help take out Michael.
right,
I mean, the undercurrent is, so I mean, this is no surprise, I don't think, to anyone, but I mean, I hope I'm not spoiling for anyone. We know that the POV is going to be used and Kyle is going to end up on the block. We know that Kyle is resigned to going home. And, we're going to see this big house meeting where he, realizes I'm a racist and then has one on one meetings with everyone and everyone is going to forgive him. The thing is, it is best for Terrence's game for Kyle to remain in the game.
yeah,
It's also best for Monty for
right,
Kyle to remain in the game. It's best for Alyssa for Kyle to remain in the game.
and Turner,
So it and Turner. It's hard for me. Monty's main critique is, and the thing that I think annoys Monty the most is he was like, I don't like that Michael and Brittany keep acting like this was detrimental to their game. Like that, because they very much have been acting like this could blow up our game. This could ruin our whole game. And Monty's very much like, this doesn't ruin anything with your game. All this did was have you create a situation where now we, the people of color, are going to look horrible if we don't keep Taylor, who's not good for our games, over the white person that you just labeled a racist. So I think that's where Monty's frustration comes in. He's like, you kind of weaponized race a little bit. And I think,
Well,
I don't
and
know if
now it's
Monty's going to bring
weaponized
that up.
the nom votes too, the eviction votes,
Yeah.
right? So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, Turner's a white guy. If Kyle's better for my game, but what's going to happen if I vote out Taylor, who is a woman of color? What, now I'm a racist, or do I do what's best for my game, or I'm labeled a racist? It's awful. It's an awful, awful thing.
Right. It's like, it's not good anywhere. So I understand why they're all very much like, how do we navigate through this as a cast? It is great. There are people, Terrence wants to keep Kyle. Terrence very much feels like, now we know it's because Kyle is best for his game, but he is saying, like, look, I'm an old person of color, and this is what's best for my game, and I kind of don't care what problems you kids have.
I know
I'm gonna
POC.
go with, I'm gonna go with forgiveness and da 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 da. But then
But then
where
what does it say for other people of color if Terrence votes out Taylor?
well,
Like
not only
they're
that,
also every race is in the same boat right now with these new noms, right?
right, and not only that, I think people's problem with Terrence is you didn't care this much when people were going after Taylor. Like,
Right.
you're caring more to protect Kyle than you ever cared to protect Taylor. So
A
I
woman of
get,
color, you're going against.
right, you're
Yeah.
going against, exactly, 100%. So it's very, like, they're all just kind of screwed. Like, nobody can actually do, I feel like this week, which is where it's hard for me to say it wasn't for game. Michael and Brittany really did a thing that made it so that nobody can do what's best for their game this week, and it hurts everyone else's game except theirs. So when Brittany is in the hammock crying and is all like, ugh, it's hard not to hate her. At least Michael knows to just sit there and shut up. But Brittany acting like the victim this week, and I also agree, and Monty was saying this last night, and this is what I've been saying all along, if you're taking this stance, Michael and Brittany, of you think this is such disgusting behavior and you have such a problem with it, why did you not take Taylor off the block then? Why did you do this whole thing and then remove Brittany? You'd think you would have removed Taylor. You would have thought, since Brittany cares so much, she would have insisted that it was Taylor that comes down. But no.
Michael did what was best for his game.
Right. And I mean, Taylor defends him. Like, in the house, Taylor is very much defending Michael and Brittany. She very much defends them.
Yeah.
Monty is not having it at all. Monty feels it was very strategic, very calculated, and he wants Michael out more than ever because of it, and Brittany. And that has finally gotten back to Michael too. Michael is now aware that pretty much everyone in the house is coming for him.
Michael,
like Taylor told Brittany, Brittany told Michael, so now it's kind of like,
well, Michael needs to win everything at this point to stay in.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to know that. I mean, I think it's unfortunate that the leftovers couldn't have just pulled this out. Like, for me, and I mean, I get it. You need to win at $750,000. But in, like, my dreams fantasy scenario, they all go to 7, and then they just battle out the comps, and it's not like I need to get you out, I need to get you out, I need to get you out. But I know that's not the way the game works. Obviously, Michael keeps winning everything. It's in the best interest of everyone in that house to get Michael out. It just sucks because I would love the end of this game to be Michael and Taylor. And I really wanted it to be Monty. I wanted it to be Taylor, Monty, Michael. Mm-hmm. Until I just saw how Monty, before all of this came out, was so on board with Team Turner and Kyle. And I was just like, ugh, you're literally getting rid of Taylor and like just Michael and Brittany, who kept you safe for a week, because you want to go with Kyle and Alyssa and Turner. I was like, ugh. But I get it. It's a game and you need to win.
Yeah, and again, there's probably a lot of other things that we don't know, which is why he's doing that. But yeah.
Yeah. What? Are you okay?
No, I'm just thinking.
Do you need a minute? Just kidding. I see Annie says that's because of how everyone in the house treated her. Michael and Brittany were nice to her, the rest not so much. I'm assuming you mean Taylor.
Yeah,
100%.
right.
100%. And I mean, so they didn't show a lot of the conversation. So, like, for example, the conversation with Turner, I feel like went on 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I'm horrible with time. It was not boiled down to the few sentences they showed on tonight's episode. And what was interesting about that conversation is Turner was very much like, yeah, bro, racism, that's horrible. But now let's talk about getting Taylor out. And I was very much just like, oh my God, just seriously, Turner, you need to read the room. Like, they're trying to talk to you about, you know, these microaggressions, racism, prejudice, all this stuff. And Turner is just like, I want to get Taylor out. I want to get Taylor out. How do we get Taylor out? I need Taylor to get out this week. Taylor, Taylor, Taylor. Bye, bye, bye. Now, I 100% do not think Turner's all his motivation is 100% based in game completely. Yeah. He is just thinking, Taylor did make this alliance without me after everything I did for her my first time. I stupidly won this HOH. I need a reason to go after someone. I wanted to take out Michael. Now that I can't, this is the only reason I have on Taylor. I have to double down on it. I don't think that he's like, I'm going against Taylor for this reason, you know?
Do you think Kyle is going to be evicted tomorrow?
For a while, I did not. And in all honesty, and I hate to say this, I kind of didn't want him to be evicted because I felt it's the worst thing for Terrence and Monty in that game. Unfortunately, it's not the worst thing for Taylor.
No.
So I would rather Taylor be safe over those two. And I can't stand Kyle. I'm just trying to think of it from, like, the people in the house's game standpoint. It
Right.
sucks that Turner, Alyssa, Monty, and Terrence, half of those people I can't stand. But it still sucks that they're losing a number because they're, you know, they're basically afraid of what's going to happen to them in the real world if they don't.
Well, I think it's funny that, you know, Kyle, the racist, needs to stay to save the majority of the people of color in the house.
Well, that, or another way that I have heard people saying it is, it's not fair that the people of color in the house's game, the majority of them, their games are going to now be hurt because Michael and Brittany forced them to make a decision against their own best self-interest in the game. Because they are losing a very valuable number in Kyle. Now, but then here's my counterpoint to people that make that argument. You just keep making the argument all day. Kyle is never being loyal to Monty, Turner, anyone above Alyssa. Give me a fucking break. If Alyssa is in that game, that is his final two. You are never going to convince me he's going to go. He would get rid of Monty, I believe, ahead of Turner and Alyssa. Hands down, no question. And I don't think Kyle gives two shits about Terrence. So I also kind of feel like that argument is kind of, you know, a moot point for me, really.
I thought Alyssa broke up with Kyle.
Well, they did. They broke up earlier in the day yesterday, and then by nighttime they were laying in bed together and picking out names for their kids. I shit you not. Kyle goes, Alyssa was like, well, why don't we just pull the comforter over our heads for a little bit? And Kyle goes, well, you know, it's gonna get so hot under here in like 20 seconds. And Alyssa literally replies, well, that's all you need. Because we all know that makeup 10-second sex is the best sex.
And hopefully it lasts twice as long, 20 seconds.
Hopefully. Oh, hopefully.
Wow.
Alyssa apparently took a pregnancy test today. I'm not saying she was pregnant, but apparently she took one today in the house.
How did she get one?
They have it all. They have contraceptives, they have dental dams, they have condoms, they have pregnancy tests.
Do.
They got all of it. You didn't see how Taylor has been monitoring the condoms?
No.
Taylor has literally been monitoring the condom boxes to find out if people have been having sex in the house.
Oh,
like, tell me.
My gosh. I don't think we've ever talked about contraceptive on this show.
Oh, God. I remember I don't remember what season, but I remember they literally one season sat in the backyard and they were reading the package. That's how I found out what a dental dam was. They were literally like reading the package. I mean, who's going to take a big piece of rubber and put it? Give me a break.
So you're actually
What?
learning stuff.
Yeah, I did. Whatever season that was.
Well, I didn't realize it was so educational. Good for you.
It was. Thank you. I did. I learned that. I mean, I don't know who would use one, but whatever.
You don't need to use one.
I don't know whether you need to or not. I just don't understand how that's a thing.
Well, it's for a woman, and it works like it catches the little swimmers.
Oh, I was under the impression you used it for your face.
Oh, wait, maybe I'm getting confused. I think you do. You can use
Yeah.
it for...
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it is.
Whatever end you want to put a tongue on.
In over 10 years. I don't know.
I know, me neither. It's been 20 years. What do you know? It's a condom. I'm correct. Thank you. Maybe you should take that to your... Maybe when you're sitting on the sideline, instead of being, sexist,
I'm just gonna
you
get
should
my
do a
den-
little
I'm just gonna-
presentation
I'm
on
gonna
dental
pull out
dams.
my dental dam. I'm going to cheer everybody on.
You could do a little dental dam demonstration. It's like the thing you use when you have a root canal. Wow, you must go to a good dentist.
Oh,
I go to
I've had that before. The thing that they move your tongue aside?
Yeah, it's like the big sheet that they put... I've only heard of this happening.
When you had a root canal, yeah. I even have a picture of myself with one.
When I have a root canal, literally the pieces of tooth are shooting down my throat at my dentist. And the taste of sulfur and blood is like coming out of my mouth. I never knew that someone could have plastic during a thing in my life. Anyway, so yeah, the conversation with Turner, basically everyone has had one-on-ones with Kyle over this. Taylor had one yesterday. She was way more graceful and kind than she needed to be with Kyle. She kind of handled it in more of a joking manner. Terrence handled it more in like a, I'm okay with this and I forgive you and I think you staying here would be more of a lesson for you to learn. Monty was a little more stern with it. So, I think they're going to need to do a lot in tomorrow's edit to make people understand. And not for nothing, I don't know why they don't flash back. I know it's going to make your show look bad, but take a moment and show those comments and the things house guests had no problem saying 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and then, lead it into, this is why the, cookout was such an amazing thing. This is why people that think, oh, just because there's black people in the house means they're going to work together. It's the same exact thing as, then the black people in the house going, okay, well, then the white people are working together.
Or the gay people.
So we have to work. Or the gay people are working together. Or the women are working together. Or the men are working together. Anybody
then
can
always.
say anybody is working together. It's a prejudice when you are not basing it in facts or reality.
Right.
Do I think that Kyle's a racist? I think the people in the house have said that they don't feel that he is. I think it does a disservice to people that exhibit actual racism and do racist things to really say Kyle's this horrible racist. But I mean, TV Guide literally put out an article about Kyle and called him KKK Kyle. They literally used the hashtag KKK Kyle.
Well, I saw it on Twitter. It was awful.
And I'm just like, okay, I get it. I don't know what the answer is. I always want to think. I always think of it, and maybe this is where the I'm too much like think like Terrence does in these issues. But I think if it was anybody coming for me and coming for gay people, I would not want to see them be taken down so hard. I would want them to have the opportunity to learn and grow, because I would think, like, if I kept going at them, or, you know, gay people kept going at them, it just reinforces the stereotype they already have in their head. I don't think you get through to somebody with hatred. I think you get through to somebody with compassion and education and understanding.
Of course.
And
now, do you think, you know, that when he's having that conversation, Kyle's saying he hasn't really talked to anybody. Alyssa's just laying in bed. He says, hey, what's going on? I can't find anybody. They were all in the HOH room. And then Alyssa tells Kyle about what's happening. And he was getting upset. Oh my gosh, this is the worst. Oh my God, this is horrible. Do you think like a racist would be like, I don't give a shit. Fuck, I said it. Whatever.
Well, I would hope that a racist smart enough to understand that they're on camera and have a TikTok career and sponsorships and brand deals would know to say, you know, like, you know, I, on this show, joke around that I hate New Jersey and I hate France. I say I hate France because of Maximus' mom. I would be smart enough to know if I went on Big Brother and there's millions of people watching, I would not make jokes about I hate New Jersey and I hate France, because then I know it would be, well, this person's racist. So like my point is, I think if, let's say Kyle is a racist, I think he would be smart enough to go, well, I shouldn't admit to that around all these cameras. But there lies in when you talk about prejudice, microaggressions, all of those things. He apparently does, though, feel comfortable enough to go to the other white people and say, I want to just work with white people in this game and not the black people, and for no reason.
But is
so
that
apparently
But is that what he really said, or did he just say?
No, he did. I mean, you saw it in tonight's episode. He literally said, we have to be concerned about the people of color in this game bonding together over race to get us out. I mean, he literally said those words tonight. Right. Which, again, the frustration is and I get it. Kyle made it about race. There's this thing that people like Taylor, Monty, Terrence, people that cannot hide the color of their skin, have to go into this game and play at a disadvantage because they can't hide that. They can't act like, oh no, we're not going to work together, in the way that other people can hide the parts of their games. So I understand where the frustration comes in. You're just grouping us together and using that as your reason to get us out. Just have a conversation with us like you would have with anyone else. Yeah. And then, not for nothing, if you start seeing all the white people going and all the black people staying, then you might have cause. However, all you've watched is Indy Joseph go, Jasmine go. So you're not basing it in any reality of what's happening, and you're still saying, oh God, gotta get Monty out, gotta get Taylor out, can't let those, people work together. I mean, like, that's the problem.
No, and that is the problem. And like I was saying, he's not really reading the house. Like,
Yeah.
exactly, the people who have already been voted out. It hasn't been just one particular race, right? So,
Mhm.
and to me, it was an ignorant thing to say.
Yeah.
I don't know, with growing up in his religion and then not being in it anymore, and not he can't doesn't know how to have sex. I just think he's like a boy. He's 30, but I think he's also emotionally 17. I think he still has a lot of growing up to do for a 30-year-old. Do you know what I mean?
And I want to believe, because I understand, like, when, so again, Monty, Taylor, Terrence, these people in the house, I understand they're in a game. So probably the things that they're going to say about this comes with, I also have to protect my game. But what I can say is, I do see Monty and Terrence talking alone, Monty and Taylor talking alone, them talking in their DRs. It does see when they talk to just each other, for them, they just feel he is an ignorant person, that it is prejudices. They don't feel that he is literally a racist.
Right.
So, again, for me, I know that it's not for me to say what he is or what he isn't. I can only say what the people in the house are saying. That's what they're saying based on how they feel about it, and it's happening to them. My opinion on it is, my opinion doesn't matter. I used to think he's hot, and now I think he's hideous. And I think prejudice, microaggressions, whatever you want to call
Ignorance.
ignorance, I think it makes you lose your six pack and makes your tits sag.
And your dick
'Cause
smaller.
yeah, and only have sex for 10 seconds. Because he walked into that house and he was super hot, six pack, like, I thought he was so hot. And if you look at him now, he's like a one pack and his boobs are hanging. Let me also explain to you. And I apologize if this is anything, but I just have to say it.
Yeah.
So somebody was like, Eric, you have to watch this conversation that Monty had with Taylor, where he really gets into his feelings about what has happened with Kyle and Michael and da-da-da. It's really good, strategy talk between him and Taylor. So I'm like, okay, let me watch it. It's like 15 minutes long. So I hit play. Within the first 30 seconds, we have a shirtless Monty and a bottle of lotion. And all he does during this strategy talk is slow lotion his chest, slow
Is this a
lotion
highlight that we can
his.
catch up
Oh,
on?
yeah. Like rubbing down, like talking
Paramount Plus.
game.
Paramount.
But just, and I literally went back to people. I'm like, you can't really think that I'm going to focus on any game talk. It was the hottest, like, I don't know why someone doesn't take that and put it to music and put it on OnlyFans and have Monty come out, and I bet it'll be at more. I bet he'll have more than $750,000 waiting for him in his OnlyFans. Because I was just like,
Oh my gosh.
I retweeted it. It's in my timeline from yesterday. You can go see it. I retweeted it. It's a very 15 minutes of Monty just
15 minutes.
lotioning up his entirely muscular body.
How far back?
I'll just send it to you after. I'll just send it to you after, Comedy Jonah. Or maybe like I can show it to you if you really want to see it. I'm sure it's probably not going to be easy for me to find right away.
Yeah.
We tweet so much around here.
I know.
But yeah. And oh, you could share it with your hubs. I see people saying in chat. I'm seeing if I can find it so quickly, and it doesn't look like I can. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah, I did retweet it All I can say is I did retweet it. I will retweet it again at the end of the episode. At the end of this show, I will retweet it. But no, I'm not
All right.
seeing it.
So JJ Wisconsin in the YouTube chat says,
Yes.
wait until Julie gets a hold of Kyle tomorrow and reads back to him the things he said. Do we think Julie, if Kyle is evicted, will bring it up? I mean, he's in jury, so she can't tell him a whole lot. But
Well, she can read back to him what he said.
right, and put him on the spot.
And put him on the spot. Here's the thing. Julie of yesteryear, I do feel, would have really gone in hard.
Because she did with like Aaron and stuff on BB15, right?
Right. She usually picks one person and makes them the scapegoat for everything of the season, even though it exists in many people. I just feel like in later years, or in the past 2 or 3 years specifically, Julie has had this new relationship with Jesus where she is very much love and light and forgiveness and turn the other cheek and don't throw the first stone if you have a speck in your eye.
So you're saying pre-Moonves.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that Julie is going to nail it to the but I also think it's expected of her to, so I almost don't know how he doesn't at this point. How she doesn't at this point. But yeah, I mean, I think it's what everyone wants.
Well, we want lots of things, but...
Yeah, I think everyone wants him nailed to the cross. I think Julie only did it with Aaron because of her comments against Helen, and Julie has probably heard that her whole entire life. Oh, she did it to Jackson. Yeah. She did it to Jackson, but again, she did it to Jackson when there were several people in that house that exhibited that behavior. But so...
I do remember the Helen one specifically, when she did it to Aaron, yes.
Yeah, she has to address it. I just don't know that she is going to go in as hard as everyone thinks. I mean, Jesus, even the announcer tonight, like that ending, he was very much like, and on, like he's very much on Big Brother, and he was very much on tomorrow's very special Big Brother. We're gonna watch KKK Kyle have to sit and hear all the bad things about him. It's gonna be emotional.
It was a little softer. That's bringing the house back together in a Big Brother kumbaya.
Let's all do it now. We love everyone.
And every race and every sexuality and every gender here at Big Brother.
Yes, because we are Big Brother.
Big Brother, and we're always watching.
Can I just sidetrack for 1 second, but it's Big Brother related?
What? We sidetracked major in the beginning of the show.
Well, this is related. You know, there was that Snake in the Grass show with with Rachel and Janelle, and then 2 Survivor people. And it's basically you just do like 3 little stupid challenges overnight. And if you complete each task, you get a clue to which one of the 4 of you is sabotaging. And it was just so funny because it was good. And I definitely think everyone should watch it. I'll just say my thought. I won't give anything away. I will just say my whole thought process in going through All Stars with Nicole Anthony was there's 0% chance that Janelle and Rachel did not tell each other if one of them is the snake. Someone who was on many a Skype call, I can tell you, if either one of those 2 were the snake, they talked about it before. So I just thought it was very funny watching it and being like, oh, I can't. It was just, it's good. I think everybody should go ahead and watch it. Thank you to Rachel, who sent me the tweet of the Monty lotioning.
Yeah. ZZ, thank you. You sent it to me. I appreciate it.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to have a talk in Azizi later. Guess she thought John was the one who could pull up a video. So yeah. Just watching
Back on a
Monty
wider
lotion
angle.
and this is bad. I don't know. It goes on for 15 minutes. He's clearly taking a break right now. Oh, this is the pulling down the pants and lotioning of the thighs. Oh, it all gets lotioned. I was
All
really
of it?
very much into the chest and arm lotioning was my favorite parts of this. But I don't know how Monty is gonna feel about it after. I hope that he's okay with it. And I think you go get your money, honey. And I think he should start an
Get
OnlyFans.
your money.
And he doesn't even need to be naked. He can literally just start like
No, underwear's
good
fine.
lotioning with Monty.
Yeah.
Just charge $10 a month to watch people watch you put lotion on.
Or maybe just have like a booth at Oz's rap party where we can just,
Oh God. Oh, that'd be so great. Just love him. Love him.
Me too.
Um so yeah, it was very good. The snake in the grass thing was very good. I thought it was everyone should go check it out. It's on USA Network. I'm sure they'll be repeating it. I think it aired for the first time last night, but I'm sure they're going to keep repeating it.
I
So it's on.
saw the commercials for it, yeah.
Yeah, so I think people should check that out. And then like we said, this is the new normal now for Big Brother. We don't get the ceremonies at the end of episodes anymore. We don't get HOHs at the end of ceremonies anymore. We don't get HOHs. I mean, this is just the way Big Brother is going to go to the end of the season now. I don't think we're ever going to get a ceremony. I would say do not expect to see an HOH tomorrow night.
We
I don't think we're gonna.
Yeah, we barely get a reveal of when someone wins HOH on the episodes.
Yeah. So I think don't be surprised with that. I do have to say I did love seeing the slip and slide. So I figure CBS just probably gets hate all day long. So I wanted to send them a little positive tweet, and I said, thanks for bringing back some of those classic nostalgic comps this season. I loved seeing the slip and slide back.
Oh, I love the slip and slide too. I think if Kyle stays tomorrow, he should be on slop for the rest of the season.
Oh, would that be a good enough punishment for you?
Yes, because I've made the slop.
Maybe that should be America's vote.
That
Does
should be
Kyle
America's
get to stay? However, in staying, he has to eat slop.
Yeah.
Oh, but see, no one's going to want Taylor to go. See, I wouldn't want to. Okay, so Kyle can stay, but Taylor does not leave either. So the eviction is canceled.
Oh.
Neither one leaves.
Ooh.
However, nothing bad happens to Taylor, but if Kyle wants to stay, he's on slop for the rest of the season, and he can only sleep in the have-not room, and he has to sleep alone.
Yeah.
Alyssa's never allowed in there.
Right. And then we'll just rename the have-nots to the white privilege room.
White privilege room. Yep.
Which will be no privilege once you get in it, because it's rafts.
We'll pool floaties.
We'll pull, yeah, whatever.
I technically already have his sperm all over them.
Well, you know, those little swimmers died fast. Yeah.
He also can't play for HOH and veto. So then what's the point? Why is he staying?
I just like slop. He can play for HOH, but then, yeah. But he can't get any food in the gift basket. It all has to be slop related. Like, I want the production staff to make slop cakes and slop lollipops and all that. But yeah, it's only slop.
I want America's vote back, and I want a spelling competition, and I want a food competition.
Oh, totally. I would love that.
Just for 1 week. You guys don't have to do it the whole time. Just give us 1 week where we have a food competition. We vote for the food. Yeah. Please do not do another double eviction. We saw how boring these people are when they go down to 5. For the love of God, just figure out a way to keep everybody in the house for at least another 2 weeks, and then the last 2 weeks of the game, then pick all these people off. Don't make us go down to low numbers quickly. We can't stand a month of 5 of them in the house. We can't do it.
It's so boring.
It is so boring. Or just bring back Joseph. Give us a battle back, a Pandora's box. There's many things that we could see.
Bring back Joseph. I want a lotion rub off with Monty and Joseph. Like,
it's not even a question. I just want Monty.
But I want to see who can do it better. I want a competition.
Okay. Monty.
But we haven't seen them both together doing it yet.
I know, but I'm just letting you know. My vote will be for Monty. That's who gets my vote. Terrence just wants him to stay because that benefits his game. I agree. Again,
yeah.
I don't think there's any world where Kyle really stays. I do think that whether it be for the most sincere of reasons, whether it be for sincere as well as game, whether it be all game, Michael and Brittany have really pigeonholed everyone in the house to have to play into the scenario that they created, which completely benefits their game because everyone
every been into a certain vote because of it.
Right.
It doesn't matter what race you are. Everyone's locked into the same thing.
Yeah, and it's because they're not playing it for the game. They are playing it for their lives outside the game. You know, and that and whether they should or they shouldn't, like I say, is not, you know, for us to decide. But yeah, I mean, this is them all playing for their life outside the game versus what is best to help them win the game.
Tomorrow's going to be interesting.
It sure will. Bye, Kyle. Not gonna miss ya. And now Alyssa's already up Turner's ass. Already up Turner's ass.
For sex?
Not for sex. But if they were, she could use a dental dam.
Now I know how to use one. Thanks, everyone, at your reality recaps. I know.
Thanks, everyone.
I walked away from today's show knowing how to use a dental dam.
You guys should comment below wherever you are watching. Thumbs up, hit the bell on YouTube. Let us know what you all think. Where do you fall on this? And of course, be respectful to other people in the comments. Again, we're never going to be able to, you know, reach people and help people face, you know, an awareness or an understanding if we're, you know, coming at them negatively.
Yeah.
And look, I understand the burden of teaching and it not being people's responsibility and you not wanting to. Don't.
Yeah.
Let someone else do it if you don't want to. But
and you can't help anyone if you're blocked.
Yeah. You can't help anyone if you're blocked. And you can send all complaints to @ComedyJonah over on Twitter. And make sure that you follow us, like, subscribe wherever you're watching. Like I say, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure that you share the shows. Tell a friend, tell a family member. Tweet us anytime. If you're bored, come check out our Discord. We are there literally until the house guests go to sleep. There is always people talking in the BB 24 posts over on our Discord. As long as the feeds are up, we're over there talking, usually until like 6 a.m. Eastern. Today I don't think we were still in there talking at like 7 in the morning Eastern.
Up the entire night?
Yeah. Because they're awake. Talking game.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's always people there. So, check out our Discord. If that's your thing, come hang out. Well, we Twitch. Twitch is, I don't know if I'm supposed to say, is a little boring now since, you know, I normally play with my bestie, Terrence, but he's away for 2 weeks. So now we just kind of watch we on the low key. We don't watch the feeds, but we just have, like, the feed audio while we play the game. We, like, listen to the feeds and play games and talk and chat.
That's fun.
Yeah, apparently it's allowed, so yay. So make sure you guys check all that stuff out, and we will see all of you guys on the next show. Unless you have any final thoughts, Comedy Jonah.
Nope, if Kyle stays, he should have slop for the rest of the season.
Thank you so much to everyone in You Now that got us to level 3. We love, love, love all of you guys. Thank you to everyone in YouTube that donated or subscribed. It means so much to us. It keeps those shows going. Thank you so much, Robin and Evie OO and Debbie and Beth and BB Hyde and Boxer Mom and, oh my goodness, Jesse, Michelle G, Melissa, Annie, Della G, Jackie, Chastity, Zamna, Debbie Dawn. Thank you guys all so much.
And thank you, Jackie Knows, for always moderating in the YouTube chat, and JJ, and C. Farlow's back, yay, and Sheldon, and Haiti, and everyone else. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you guys. We'll see you all later on the next show. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends.